Hasbunallah. Tariqatuna sawba fil hayri min jamiyat. Our tariqat, our way, it is based on association. We are in the association of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, the Sahabi Kiram, and the inheritors of the Prophets, Awliya Allah. We are in the association of our Shaykh, SahibulSaif, Shaykh Abdulkerim al-Kibrisi Rabbani, and we're asking him to send us something that we will take benefit from, not just any knowledge, but knowledge that is going to help us, to bring us light, that is going to take us out from this darkness and the confusion that we are in. There are billions and billions and billions of knowledges out there. In these days, majority of them brings you more into confusion. To come out from that confusion, to know what is knowledge that brings you out from that confusion, that is marifat in these days. Like somebody once saying, knowledge, it is to know what is useful for you. Everything else that is not useful for you, that is also knowledge. So knowledge is to know what is not useful for you. We are not trained to think that way. We used to be. When there was a separation of haq and batil, separation of right lifestyle and wrong lifestyle, it is easy to see what concerns us and what doesn't concern us. With this Ahir Zaman and the fitna of Dajjal, the fitna, the confusion is everything seems to be important. Everything seems to be the same. Everything seems to be equal. And we are free to take all these things, and we have to take all these things. All knowledges become important. It is not. To know what is not important for you, that is knowledge enough. If you're training to become a doctor, the knowledge of a plumber is not useful for you. If you're a plumber, the knowledge of a doctor is not useful for you. Now here you're looking at your profession. I'm not looking at whether it's interest or passion, or whether you can fix the plumbing in your house, or whether your child is sick and you're a plumber and you know what medicine to give. Not talking about that. I'm talking about your mission, your profession. Here in Tariqat, we have a mission. Our mission is not general. Our mission is very specific. It is to identify what is the wrong knowledge to help us, to bring us to Mawla, and what is the right knowledge to bring us to Mawla. Because Rabbana wa ilaykal masir, his whole point is for our return to Allah. How are we going to return to Allah? So you're saying, you're asking the question, why is it so easy to concentrate on the knowledge of the dunya, or the business of the dunya, or the actions of the dunya? The issues of the dunya is difficult to concentrate on zikr and other things of worship. I say, this is what is called Jihadul Akbar, the biggest jihad, jihad against yourself. Struggle, jihad means to struggle. And the biggest struggle is a struggle against to your ego, against to your desires, against the shaitan. The other one is small, it's lesser. This is greater. We are in the greater jihad. Struggle against ourselves now. If you find it easy, then you achieve to a certain level. If you don't have any passion at all and it becomes so easy, then search a little bit more. Something is wrong with you, because then it's not a struggle anymore. So, our work is very specific now in this tariqat. And this is also depending on the time and the place. What is our mission now in this time, in this place? It is for us to know ourselves, to know what are the veils that are in front of us, and to learn how to remove them. This ghaflat, you're saying, where does it come from? It comes from us. But do you understand what feeds it? What feeds the ghaflat? What makes your station of heedlessness to become big and strong and flourish, and what makes your station of heedlessness to become smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and non-existent? Are we getting somewhere now? The potential is in all of us. But whatever power that you give to it, that side is going to become strong. If you give more power to your ego, it's going to be strong. You give more power to your spirit, that's going to be strong. What gives us ghaflat? What makes us to be in a station? How do we become in a station of heedlessness? How do we become heedless? This is the time where you have to sit down and you have to study yourself. Oh, I was heedless today. Why? I missed the time to pray, for instance. So you pick one example and you see why I was heedless. Then you're going to jump to that station 2. You're going to say, I'm not even going to blame heedlessness. I'm going to blame myself. I wanted for it to be like that. You understand? I'm not going to say, oh, what happened? I don't know. I just overslept. Is there an excuse given if you oversleep? No, there's no excuse for missing prayer. Is there anywhere? In fiqh that says if you oversleep, it's okay. You didn't mean to. No, it is not. So now you're going to say, okay, it's not heedlessness, it's astaghfirullah. It's not. No, you actually did. You overslept. Why did you oversleep? Because you didn't want to pray. If you wanted to pray, you're going to get up. Now that is a problem. Why you don't want to pray? Because you're lazy. Why are you lazy? You keep asking yourself, why? Don't let yourself get away with things. Then you will come to very deep inside. You start searching the roots, you will find out. You're not going to give yourself any break on this. Do you understand? Okay, zikr. Why am I always falling asleep during the zikr time? Don't give yourself any break. Let others to give excuse to you. Let others to give you a break. You don't give a break to yourself. You give a break to others. You understand? So you're going to say, why do I fall asleep during the zikr? Why am I not? See? Get up and go and renew your wudu. Why is that? Then you will understand a little bit. Okay, I was very tired today. I worked very hard. I know. Although I'm sending people out, I know some of you guys, you work very hard. Some of you guys, you don't work at all. But some work very hard. We understand that. Okay. Is that an excuse? You're going to say yourself. No. Don't give yourself any excuse. Just once a week, say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're remembering Allah. I cannot stay awake just to remember my Allah. Shame on me. Then you're just going to use your intelligence. On that day, you're just not going to kill yourself to make yourself to be so tired that you come to zikr time that you're going to fall asleep. Or you're going to make sure I'm really tired, I'm going to do something to wake up. Or when you're sitting down, you're going to make sure that you pinch yourself here and there. You struggle. You struggle. You fight. Welcome to Jihadul Akbar. You fight against yourself. Don't give yourself any excuse. You understand? We are living in dunya. Of course it's going to be easy for dunya matters to just remain focused, because we are not in Akhirat. But once you can get over that hurdle a little bit, it's going to be easy, because you are fighting. Allah is saying, take 1 step to me, I'll take 10 steps to you. But you're not going to give yourself any excuse. This doesn't just refer to just issues of ghaflat. Issues of stubbornness, same. Issues of anger, the same. You're going to find out, why am I angry? Really, why am I angry? Why am I angry? Why am I angry? You keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper. You'll find some very ugly roots there. Pull it out. You're not going to be fooling yourself next time. If your ego cannot fool you, no one's ego can fool you. You understand? Because no one's ego is bigger than yours. No one's ego is trying to trick you 24 hours than your own ego. So you don't give yourself any excuse. You try to find out. So when you start doing that, you become stronger in your faith. You have to. And when you're doing that, more you're asking help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask help from Him. Saying, Ya Rabbi, this is it. I'm doing this. I'm not waking up because I'm just lazy and I'm stubborn, and you're still so merciful to me, and you're not punishing me. Earlier nations used to punish them just like that if they break one single commandment. But we're doing it over and over again. So you start thinking, it is because of the mercy of the Holy Prophet ﷺ that I'm not being punished. Let me sit down and make 100 salawat-i-sharif for the sake of the Prophet ﷺ. You see how much mercy Allah is giving to this nation too? Because one wrong thing that we do, He opens 10 doors of mercy. If a man sits down to think, and tariqat must make a man to sit down to think. He makes one mistake, he will see 10 doors of mercy in front of him. More, now he must go into sajda. Open your heart to your Lord. Say, Ya Rabbi, this is what's happening. I'm helpless, I'm hopeless, I cannot do anything. My ego is like this, other people's ego is treating me like this. Help me to come out, or make me to become really strong. Then the answer will come to you. Inshallah Rahman. Everything that we're doing, that we're saying, is taken from the teachings of our Shaykh. And everything that he's taking from is from our Sultan al-Awliya, coming from 40 grand Shaykhs. And what is the use of that knowledge if you cannot apply it to the problems that you have today? You cannot use the medicine of 800 years ago. You can, but 800 years later, even the same sickness is way worse than the sickness of 800 years ago. The common cold 800 years ago is completely different from today. So now, not only you need updated prescription, but you need to have a doctor that knows the situation. And based on the same prescription, but it becomes slightly different. He will adapt it according to the food, according to the viruses, according to the how the person is physically. Because we are weak in this century, we're weak. So they are taking it. And everyone is holding on tightly to the rope of Allah. But Holy Prophet ﷺ had said, Judaism will be divided into 71 different groups. Only one group is correct. All of them, they are wrong and heading towards the hellfire. Christianity is going to be divided into 72 different groups. One of them is correct, 71 is going to enter into the hellfire. Islam, he says, the Muslims, they will be divided into 73 different groups. One of them will be on the right way, 72 of them will be heading towards the hellfire. So the Sahaba Kiram asked him, Ya Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, which group is that? And the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam says, those who follow my sunnah and the sunnah of my Sahabi. That from 1400 years, openly it is showing, and there are other hadiths that corroborates this also. For example, one hadith saying that my ummah, they will never agree on a wrong thing as a majority. And another saying, follow the religion of the majority. So straight off, we know anything that is minor, anything that is outside of this majority, is questionable. So they asked him, which one is that? He says, the one who follows my sunnah. So Ahli Sunnah, those who follow the sunnah. And they are in the majority. There's one particular narration that says that. They are following my sunnah and they are the majority. All right? So now we look at what is the majority. We cannot really look at what is the majority today. We have to look at what is the majority for the majority of the times of 1400 years. Do you understand? The majority of the understanding today of Islam is off. Doesn't matter what label they use. Shia, Ahli Sunnah, Sunni, Sufi, majority is off. So many things good, one or two things we say, why you put this in? This is off. A lot of things very good, very spiritual, but one or two things, it's like they're taking the pillars of the building, everything falls. And we say, why is this in here? I came back from a khutbah. I listened to the Imam speaking very good. He's talking about Sahabi-Kiram, he's talking very respectful, you know, today's version of respectful. You know, we don't even refer to each other, or your father, or your own father, you don't even refer by name. So we know for 1400 years in the Ahl Sunnah way, respect, we don't call, say, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, we don't say Abu Bakr. We say Hazrat Abu Bakr or Sayyidina Abu Bakr, our master. Correct? But today they just say Abu Bakr, Umar, Osman, Ali. They just say like that. Astaghfirullah. Disrespect. But maybe that's minor. That's not minor because Allah has praised them. You have no reason to disrespect them. I didn't know. Well, you should know because this is not a secret. This is an open thing. Leave that aside. This one was saying everything was pretty good. He was giving good khutbah, good imam, good khutbah. That's why what I'm trying to say, a lot of things good, claiming the Ahl Sunnah, but a couple of things they say it is off. Okay? And the off thing, I'm just saying is off, but it's like I said, they take away one pillar of the building, the whole building comes crashing down. He's saying, praising Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, saying that yes, he is the, you know, Hazrat Abu Bakr, you know, he is the first man to become a Muslim. Then the Imam himself on the mimbar saying, no, that's wrong. He is the second man to become a Muslim because the first man is the Prophet Muhammad. He was the first one to become a Muslim. And the second one is Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq. Do you understand how it is? You're claiming there was a time that the Prophet ﷺ, he was not a Muslim? What's the matter with you? And he's just saying that like it's nothing. And look at the Jummad. They are sleeping, of course. Even if they're not sleeping, they're listening. They say, okay, that makes sense. He was the first one. So that's off now. So people can claim. People can claim that they are, say, Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah. Like today, majority of people claiming they're Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah. But we see them doing things and saying things that the majority of the Ahl Sunnah wa Jama'ah for 1400 years, they never do. Now you have to look to that, not what people are claiming to be. Because we have our ancestors, our predecessors, the tabi'in. We have to compare to that. Are they doing it? They're not doing it. Why are you doing it? It is wrong. But they're claiming they are the highest ones, the best ones. It is wrong. You're doing everything properly, but you're claiming that you're Ahli Sufa. You're claiming that you're Ahli Tariqat. You must have some secrets. You must have irshad to lead people from the darkness to the light. This is what irshad is. They're not claiming this is darkness. They're saying everywhere is light, so there is no irshad. Do you understand? They're saying there is no darkness. Everything is light. Be happy. Majority are not even speaking about Dajjal. If they used to, they stop already. Suddenly Dajjal changes his mind. I'm not going to go out. Oh, my plan backfires, so I'm going to go. No, he didn't. Things are getting worse and worse. Dajjal is establishing himself. In fact, Dajjal is not going to appear until people think that he's not going to appear. Just as Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam is not going to appear until everyone disbelieves in him. That's the time he's going to appear. And there is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ is saying in the Ahir Zaman, these are the characteristics of the people, of the rulers, of individuals, of families, of communities. He's being very specific. These are the things that you're going to see. The world, landscapes are going to change. Mountains are going to change. Deserts are going to change. He make it very specific. We are seeing all of this. And he says, and these are the characteristics of the Muslims during the Hajj. We mentioned that hadith so many times. We're seeing this. People are very surprised and shocked when they read Plato's Republic. Excerpts of it becoming very popular today, comparing that with what is happening politically. And they're saying this is exactly what it is. But they're not. They don't have that much faith in the words of our Holy Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ also said, and these are the characteristics of the scholars of the Ahir Zaman. And we're seeing that step by step. And one particular hadith is saying, if you see them saying something that their grandfathers and their great-grandfathers, they're not saying, run away from them. You understand? Run away from them. So 73 different groups. Of course, we don't have 72 groups saying, no, I'm wrong. Only one group saying I'm right. No. Every group is going to claim that they are the right ones. But the condition, the criterion, Holy Prophet ﷺ make it very clear. Those who follow my sunnah and the sunnah of my sahabis. Because the sunnah of the sahabi kiram, it continues. You break with the sunnah of the sahabi kiram, saying this is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. I'm not going to follow any sahabis. You're wrong. Going against the words of the Prophet ﷺ. So we come to this situation now. You're following everything properly, but you don't know how to get from here to there. You don't have a vision. If you're just a scholar, you don't have to have a vision. But if you're a murshid, then you have to have a vision. Murshid that does not have a vision, dangerous. Murshid is saying everything is fine. Very dangerous. Because there's nothing that is fine under the sun these days. Are we claiming we're in the right way? We are following those ones who are on the right way. We are following those ones who are under 40 grand sheikhs of the most distinguished Nakshibendi order, that they are in the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And we hope that Allah will keep us in the Sirat al-Mustaqim. We are very weak creatures. May Allah forgive us. May He accept our weak service, inshallah, for the sake of His most beloved ones. Al-Fatiha. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.